VMware understands the challenges that development and security teams are facing when delivering modern applications at scale. We have a comprehensive solution set and designed to help secure and accelerate the entire container lifecycle from code to customer. So let's see how we can achieve this with VMware. We will start first with an overview of Carbon Black container security offering, and then later we will transition to view it from the developer's perspective of how Tanzu delivers additional security value to the customer. Through the console, we have streamlined the ability to actually apply templated configurations. So if you wanted to enforce across your assets the basic Kubernetes standards in terms of those configuration settings, we can select these different templated policies. We also offer continuous compliance by being able to apply CIS benchmarks, which aligns to their 5.2 section of pod security policies. Now, marrying this functionality with the ability to identify and restrict images with critical vulnerabilities is key in the success of securing your modern applications. There is a critical vulnerability identified. I want to restrict this from progressing within my CI pipeline. Let's go ahead and pivot over to Tony, where he will take us through the developer's workflow, focusing in on the build pipeline and talking about some of the additional security features that Tanzu deploys.
All right, thank you, Sonara, and thank you everyone for watching. What I'm going to walk you through is this DevSecOps flow to get code from the developer in front of the customer. I'm going to start with an application written in Spring Runtime. Spring Runtime and similarly Steel Toe provide a trusted source for these sorts of capabilities. Developers simply need to click off the capabilities that they need, and a starter application will be built for them that they can download and start building their code. Next, I'm going to build that code using an application called Tanzu Build Service. What I will show is how to build your initial application using a declarative image manifest that Tanzu Build Service will manage and keep up to date. Next, Tanzu Application Catalog represents a better place to get open source applications. All testing of these applications is taken care of, including regression testing, vulnerability scanning, and detailing every package that's within that container. Next, I'll be pushing these images to Harbor. And finally, I'll be pushing all of these to Kubernetes, where the policies that Sonara set up earlier are deployed. I'm going to be starting this flow of our DevSecOps demo with the source code. This is source code written in Java and the Spring framework, and it's an application called Spring Plet Clinic. And once my application is built using Tanzu Build Service, I'll push it to Harbor and into my Spring Pet Clinic registry. And as you can see, as right now, the registry is empty. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is tell Tanzu Build Service what application to build and how I want it built. I can do that simply with this command, kpimage create. Now, notice these stages that Tanzu Build Service is going through. First, we set up the certs so that it can access my Harbor registry. Then it's going to prepare the image for building. Next, it's going to go into the detect phase, and Tanzu Build Service is going to scan our application code and determine which build packs it needs to build our application correctly. Then it's going to analyze the image and see if there's any other cached images that it can pull layers from. Next, we move on to build, and here we see your standard Maven downloading of dependencies. Our container image has successfully been built. Okay, let's flip over to Harbor and take a look at our container. Okay, now let's go back to our Kubernetes cluster and deploy this. Uh-oh, it looks like my deployment was denied by a Kubernetes security policy. I wonder if there might be any known vulnerabilities in my container image. CBCTL is Carbon Black's CLI tool, and here I'm giving it the image scan command. Yep, here's our issue. Remember earlier, Sonara set policies on our Kubernetes cluster to disallow any containers with vulnerabilities that had fixes available. Now to update this, I just need to run this simple command. Now our cluster stack is updated. Now here, we see the Tanzu Build Service has picked up on the change to that functional layer, the stack over here in Reason, and is currently building our new image. There we go, all done. And there's our new container. Okay, let's deploy this again and see if it falls within our Carbon Black policies for Kubernetes. Looks like it went successfully. All right, it looks like our image is deployed and running. And there's our application up and running. Okay, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching this demo, and enjoy the rest of your conference.